Who was using it?
Julia was using it. She was too lazy to put it away.
Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, May 11th. Exactly 1 month until Carrie Ann's birthday. Woo! She's going to be 14. Okay. This is, I know, Lance is going OMG on that one. It is head, neck, and shoulders. Actually, it's face and neck that we're going to talk about today. Face and neck, and we're going to start seated in a chair if you have one as we get situated here. I'm glad you guys are joining. But if you don't want to sit in a chair, you don't have to. We're going to use it later. We're going to actually stand and use the chair later. So that's the plan. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad it's a little cooler this week. I know some people really prefer the heat, and I respect that, and I hope you enjoyed it last week, because I'm done. No, it'll be back. Okay, so start at the edge of your chair. Lance will get this chair in just a moment. But start at the edge of your chair and think about getting your feet right below your knees. Yeah, here we are. And make sure that your knees aren't right, like way up into your lap, right? So if you're sitting on a low chair, go ahead, good morning, go ahead and place something underneath you, a pillow or a blanket or a towel, so you can get a little bit more height, so you have this more easy space, okay? And then let's turn our palms down on our lap. And on your next inhale, take your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, drop them down. And inhale, lift them up towards your ears. And exhale them down. And inhale, lift them up towards your ears and drag them back behind you and then lower them down. So we're going to do that a few times. So we lift them up, drag them back behind us and lower them down. Lift them up, drag them back behind us and lower them down. Yeah, now see if you've got a little bit more space in the tops of the shoulders and the neck. And let's bring the palms together in front of our hearts. The hands are this really beautiful extension of our hearts. And so when we're bringing our hearts, our hands and hearts together, it's closing. Gosh, we've got all kinds of fun happening today. It's closing a fabulous loop of energy, this connection to heart and ourself. So press your palms into each other and lift your sternum up.
Are you sitting here?
You can go ahead and sit there for a moment. Exhale and bow your head.
She's gonna.
Regardless of what is happening in your life, whether musical chairs are happening, dogs eating extra food, whatever's going on,
Life continues.
send some energy down towards the floor. Release. You feel the soles of your feet connect towards the floor. Feel your bottom on your chair. Feel your spine growing up from your chair. Lift the center of your heart and bow your head. And set your intention for practice today, whether it is to stay with every breath that flows in and out of your body, or whether you have a specific emotional, physical moment that you need to take care of. Really see it. Give yourself permission to see it. And set your intention for taking care of it. Today, I will. Release your hands. Lift your head. Let your eyes flutter open. Okay. So let's start with just neck mobilization, okay? Drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder and then towards your chest, and then over to the left. And we're just going to move through, and you can move through as casually as you like or as seriously as you like, doing these half circles. But just check in. Where in the scope of neck movement are you getting, lots of amazing sensation? And where are you getting not a lot of sensation? And I'm definitely feeling that as my head rolls to one side, the opposite shoulder wants to pull with it. So we're going to talk to that space today. All right, and now let's lift the head. So draw your chin to your chest and then lift your head. And let's drop, let's arc. Imagine that you're reaching up with the crown of your head, like you want to brush the ceiling. I remember being as a little kid, we had a pretend train station in our park. And as I got bigger, my head would get closer and closer to the roof of the train station. I remember that was one of like my personal measures, like how tall I was getting, if my head could touch the ceiling. So imagine that you're getting tall enough so that your head can touch the ceiling. And we're going to draw the chin in and then keep that sense of reaching your head towards the ceiling as you take your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And then inhale and lift up and really reach up towards the ceiling as you let your left ear go over towards your left shoulder. And then come up. And we'll keep that reaching action as we go side to side. Inhale up. And exhale over to the left. And inhale up. And exhale over to the right. And inhale up. And exhale over to the left. I hope everybody had a lovely Mother's Day celebration. I did. All right, and now we're going to gaze. We're going to take the gaze, all right? But before we do that, let's draw the chin forward and feel that contraction in the neck, that shrinking of space, and then pull the chin back. And draw the chin forward and pull the chin back. For us, Mother's Day starts the fabulous birthday season. From here on out, we have 4 birthdays in about 4 weeks. So May 22nd, Egan and Julia, then Carrie Ann and Lance follow in the rapid succession.
And we top it off with Father's Day.
And we top it off with Father's Day. It's a whole season of celebration. Okay. All right. Draw that chin back. So you have that sense of lengthening, broadening the chin back. And take your gaze to the right. And then inhale and bring it neutral. And exhale, take it to the left. And inhale, bring it neutral. And over to the right. And neutral. And to the left. And neutral. Let's go one more time. To the right. And neutral. And to the left. And neutral. Okay. Let's add some arm movement in. So I just want to get things a little bit warmed up. So we're going to float your hands off of your lap. And then draw your elbows back. And bring them forward. So we'll just do a little bit of this forward and back motion. So as you go back, think about the heads of the shoulders going back, the shoulder blades going towards each other. So we did a little bit of this work on Friday. So it's a little bit, everything links to everything else, right? There's never a moment that's like, oh, I've never done anything remotely like this before in yoga. Okay, and now reach up. And then take your elbows back. And maybe you touch the back of your chair. And then reach up. And go back. And reach up. We've started our biking season. It's so good. Along with birthday season comes biking season. Lance and I got 40 miles in yesterday. Just about. We're a little shy. And the kids and I went out for about 10 miles this morning. All right. Float your arms up. We're going to get in trouble here. So float your arms up and wrap towards a hug. Notice which elbow's on top. Inhale, open out. Exhale, take the other arm on top. Inhale, open out. Exhale, hug. Inhale, open out. Exhale, other one, hug. We'll go one more time. Back and hug and back and hug. Nicely done. And then release. And we're going to go back into the neck. So I want you to imagine that you have a pencil on the crown of your head and that you're going to draw figure eights. So we're going to go, let's see, back and right, then loop forward, head back diagonally left, loop around forward, head back diagonally to the right, loop around forward. So keep your gaze mostly forward on this. We want to just move the head around, the gaze around. It's kind of a funky thing to do. So think about making those figure eights or infinity symbols on the ceiling over your head. And then we're going to reverse. So from back left, draw forward right, loop around behind you right, go forward left, loop around behind, go forward right. So you're going around. And the rest of your body may be echoing, that's okay. We just want to get into sort of all the nooks and crannies of the neck space, of the connection from the head into the trunk. Yeah, there are all these long muscle fibers that run down from the base of the skull into the shoulders and then down the chest and the back. All right, come to neutral and do a little wobble. So you let your head go wobble, wobble, wobble. Just let it be like a bobble doll, right? Let everything just be a little loose. I like to close my eyes at this point. Okay. Now, we're going to get a little bit more in the stretchy stuff. So we're going to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And I want you to see just how low you can go on that. The belly might wish to collapse. The chest might wish to collapse. The left shoulder might wish to roll in. So let's come upright again. Lift up. And let's actually take our hands back behind us and grab onto the chair. So you can grab onto the chair seat or you can grab onto the chair back depending on your dimensions, the dimensions of the chair that you're working with, what feels good to your body. And when we do that reach back, sometimes, you know, the belly is also going forward. So see if you can get the ribs to draw back. Take the heads of the shoulders back and take your right ear over to your right shoulder. 2 more breaths. In and out through your nose. Inhale, lift up your head. Draw your chin back. Take your left ear, oh man, this is my tight side. Take your left ear over to your left shoulder. And notice all the rest of the body mechanics, right? So it's really draw the shoulder blades back, navel point back, breathing. On your inhale, lift your gaze up, release your hands onto your lap, okay? So now, this space, I'm going to do some of those mobile, just floating spaces because I'm feeling my neck is saying, whoa. So just let your head float again. You can do little bobblehead stuff. I was working in my own practice this morning and hearing all the crick, 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 crick that happens after I've been stabilizing and biking, right? Okay. So let's think about that bobblehead movement. So what's happening is you have 2 bones at the top of the spinal column, and they're your final 2 vertebrae. And one of them is a cup, essentially, that holds your skull. And the other one has a little finger, a little protrusion. And the one that holds the skull sort of rotates on that. You know, it wobbles on that. So think about that little wobble. Make a little wobble happen. And as you're wobbling, take your gaze a little bit to the right. So we're just wanting to talk to the really small connections, and then bring your gaze back to the center. And wobble, 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 wobble. Keep drawing your throat back. And then take your gaze, wobble, 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 over to the left. So we have so many different muscle fibers that connect the weight of the head. The head is between 8 and 12 pounds. It's a lot to balance out. So we just want to talk to all of the different sutures, all of the different places that hold the skull to the head. All right, fingertip time. Tap, 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 tap on your hairline. Tap, tap, tap on your hairline, all the way down to your jaw. And then tap across your jaw, and then back up. Hairline, tap, 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 and then go down, tap, 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 tap. So I'm doing light taps on the bridge of your nose, down your nose, and then tap on your upper lip, below your cheekbones, and then back down to your jaw. And then sort of squeeze your jaw a little bit. So you're grabbing the skin and pulling towards your chin. And then go from right in front of your ears. And I do a little bit more pressure, or drag from right in front of your ears towards your chin. This is one of those massage techniques. Feels pretty good. Okay. All right. And now we're going to do little circles. So you think about your fingers doing like this, like they're trying to make yin and yang symbols, okay? So you're going to do the yin and yang symbols on your forehead, across your forehead, and then go back the other way. So if you start in the center, go back the other way. They're just going, and then maybe you do 2 fingers, right, index finger and thumb, and do that little. I'm seeing people are saying things, but I'm not close enough to read them. So I will promise I will get to your comments. Okay, around the face. Here we go. All right, nice. And then just walk your fingers up and down to your forehead, back down across your cheekbones, down towards your jaw. Maybe you feel your jaw muscle there. It's pretty strong. Pounds per square inch, strongest muscle in the body. Chewing is important. Okay. Wow, I know. Okay, now let's add in, with those movements, we'll add in some hold space. So draw the chin back, take your right ear over towards your right shoulder, sweep your right arm up, and you're going to take your fingertips just beyond your ear lobe, okay? Now, it's not, you're just setting, it's like giving yourself a blessing. It's not that, okay, you're not grinding down. You're just setting your head, hand on your head, but you are going to push your head up into your hand. And then roll your left shoulder back. Okay, release your right arm up, take it down to your lap, lift your head up. Ooh. Let your head do that little wobble. And pull the throat back. Drop your left ear over towards your left shoulder. I'm going to tuck my right shoulder down. Oh my gosh. Left arm comes up. Take the hand, just cup around your ear. And you're going to press your head. This is the upward movement here. Press your head back into your palm as you mobilize your right shoulder. And then stop your shoulder movement, lift your left arm up, set it back in your lap, lift your head up. Now we're going to go over to the side and we're going to do some movement with the chin, okay? So I'm going to cue what the nose is doing. I want you to think about all the body mechanic stuff, right? So make sure that you're not rocked back in your seat. Make sure that you're sitting up really tall, that your belly's engaged, because the throat and the belly have a strong connection. We want to keep them united. And then as we go over to the side, you're going to move the nose a little bit up towards the ceiling and then a little bit down towards your shoulder. And for some of us, that little bit may be about 1/2 inch. It may be 3 or 4 inches. So just work with what the sensations are on the side of your neck. It may be pretty intense. So keep thinking shoulder blades back, navel point in, getting really tall. That's the place where you want to stay, is that grounded space as you're looking for just a little bit more movement. Okay? Inhale. Exhale, take your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Inhale here. Exhale, take your nose towards your shoulder. Inhale, take your nose towards the ceiling a little bit. Exhale, your nose towards your shoulder. Inhale your nose towards the ceiling a bit. We're going to do 2 more. And nose towards shoulder. Inhale towards ceiling. Oh boy. Exhale, nose towards shoulder. Inhale towards ceiling. Come neutral, pause. Let your left shoulder go up and down. So there's levator scapulae. We're going to say, hey there, girl or boy. Sometimes levator scapulae is more like Darth Vader sitting on my shoulder. Lift your head up. Okay, Carrie?
Yeah.
Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Inhale here. Keep thinking navel point in, lifting the sternum, drawing the throat back. Take your nose towards your shoulder. Inhale it up towards the ceiling. Exhale it towards your shoulder. Inhale it up towards the ceiling. Exhaling it down towards your shoulder. Inhale up towards the ceiling. Exhale down towards the shoulder. We're going to do one more sweep. Up towards the ceiling. Neutral. Lift your head up. Whoa. Settle the heads of the shoulders down. Just feel. For me, there's this big blooming that happens in the throat space. Also just a lot of awareness of how much tension I'm hanging out with. Okay. If you happen to have a belt, a rope tie, a elastiband, something like that, I want you to grab it now. If you don't, you can do some of this pretending, but if you're holding onto a yoga strap, I recommend that you hold the buckle so it doesn't whack you or anyone near you.
You don't want to be whacked?
I don't want to be whacked. That's the truth of the matter. Okay, pull your strap apart. Draw the heads of your shoulders forward and back. So there's that protraction and retraction that we played with on Friday. Always protraction and retraction because it's one of the actions of the shoulders. Okay, draw them back. Tuck your belly button in. Reach your arms up. Bend your elbows a little. Pull apart. Look to the right. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, look to the left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, stay. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release down. Pause. Maybe a little mobilization in the shoulders. Maybe a little wobble in the head. Okay. Pull the strap apart in front of you. The trash man's here. Pull the strap. Draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Inhale, lift up. Bend your elbows out to the side. Pull the strap apart. So you can get your elbows to go back without letting your head go forward or your belly flap forward. So keep the throat drawing back, the heads of the shoulders going down. Take your gaze to the right. Inhale, neutral. Take your gaze to the left. Inhale, neutral. Reach your arms up. Exhale, sweep down. Okay, so we're going to do something that may feel a little bit impossible. We're going to do shoulder flossing. So with shoulder flossing, we reach up. I'm going to show, and then we'll all go. And then over and back behind you. So you want to make sure that you get a big enough space. And I'm going to totally be in the way, so I'm going to come down onto the floor. That you make a big enough space in your strap that you can get your arms over your head, okay? So and maybe pretty stinking wide. And you may have to duck your head through, okay? So I try to start outer shoulder distance. That's wider than outer shoulder distance. I like wider than outer shoulder distance. Truth, okay? Pull the strap apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right in front of you. We're gonna go 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This is 3. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I believe this is the last one. Inhale. Exhale. Oops, I've lost Carrie Ann. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Pause. Is that getting your neck or your shoulders, Carrie?
Neck.
It's going into her neck. So she's doing a good thing for herself. She's put her chest on her thighs and she's mobilizing. So we want the levator, one of the mobilizers for the shoulder runs from the top of the shoulder blade right up the back of the neck, and it gets really excited when we do that shoulder flossing stuff. Okay. It does. Gets excited. Okay. Now let's do some twists. Let's do a couple of twists on our chairs, and then we will come up to standing and do a little bit more standing work and get our bodies going. Okay. So, sitting here, I think I've said okay 17 times. I'm going to see if I can stop that. Pull the knees towards each other. Stretch your toes apart. Take your right hand to the back of your chair. Roll that right shoulder back. Draw the navel point in, reach it back. Take your left arm up, inhale. As you exhale, rotate your chest to the right. Sweep the outer edge of the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. And at some point you could decide to take your right hand higher, or you could turn your palm out. I'm going to bend my elbow and shrug that right shoulder blade down, and then move my rib cage back and turn a little bit more. So in our journey around the yamas and niyamas, go ahead and come forward on an inhale. On our journeys around the yamas and niyamas, we are now at the svadhyaya, which is self-study. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Turn your chest open. Take your hand down. And I'm hooking my hand on the inside edge of the chair there. Right arm comes up. Inhale. Move the ribs back. Exhale. Turn to the left. Back of the right hand on the left thigh. And there's a little push-pull. There's a little tug of war happening there. Roll the shoulders back. Move the ribs back a little bit. And see if you can turn your chest more to the left. We've got excellent bird activity outside of our window. And so svadhyaya is the element of self-study. And it's just being really aware. You know, where are the things that catch us in our poses, in our life moments, you know? What are the little things or the big things that knock us off center? Either physically, mentally, emotionally. Let's do a little shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. And being really honest with ourselves, right? So using that element of truth, of satya, to help us find those places in ourselves that we need to be aware of. Okay, let's go a second time. This time I want you to reach your right arm up, bend the elbow, reach back with this open space, and reach for the top of your chair. Okay? Chances are you will have sort of shrunk on that left side. So you're going to push down into your right arm to draw the head of the right shoulder down. Okay? Then scoot the ribs back, lift your left arm up, turn, and maybe you can grab for your hip, or maybe you can get further up towards the chair, all right? Or the back of the hand towards the thigh. I'm going to push down with that right side. Push down. Karate chop down with the right hand into the back of the chair. Roll that right shoulder back. Move the rib cage a little bit to the left and turn a little bit deeper. Now, very coyly, look over your left shoulder. Bring your gaze back to neutral. Reach your right arm up to come out. Settle down. Good work. Okay, here goes. Left arm, inhale, reach up. Bend your elbow. Open out. Find the back edge of your chair. Karate chop down, right? So you're pushing the head of the left shoulder back and down. And then move, see if you've crouched over to the right. Move the rib cage to the right. Turn the chest to the left. Bring your right arm around. Roll that right shoulder back. And then very coyly, gaze over your right shoulder. Bring your gaze back to neutral. Release your right hand, a lift up and over with the left. Okay, so we have a little bit more action. Now a little bit more awareness high. And we're going to bring this awareness down into the rest of the body. So stand up. And I don't know, we didn't talk a lot about staging in here, but we're going to take essentially a downward facing dog, right, with the chair. So we're going to use the chair. So we're going to use the chair back. So our chair backs are pretty high, but we're going to work with it anyways. Hands on the chair back, walk your feet back, and maybe you push your chair forward. And we're going to essentially do downward facing dog. As you're here, check in with your feet. Walk yourself at least hip distance. Make sure your heels are lined up with the middle of your middle toe. How about that? And then as we're here, let's do a little cat-cow action. So inhale, bend your knees, drop your belly, take your gaze up. Exhale, round your spine towards the ceiling. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tail, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll walk in towards our chair. Place your right hand on the chair. Turn open. So now we're, I feel like we're at the ballet bar. Okay. Roll the shoulders back. Hold on with your right hand. Make sure your right shoulder is rolling back. And then start to turn your body to the left. And you want to make sure, right, that we're not shoving the belly forward or dropping the butt back. But we're getting this stretch across the pectoral muscles, across the front of the chest. Are you getting there?
No.
Pull your belly button in. Draw the head of your shoulder down. No? Pull your shoulder blades together. Turn more. I don't know.
It's through here for me.
She's feeling it in her arm. That's a fine place to feel it. Okay. Come neutral. Take, and I'm turning my back to the camera. Oh, sacrilege! Are we going to all survive? Put your left hand on your chair. Roll your shoulders back. Keep your left hand planted. Keep your left shoulder blade moving back as you start to turn your feet to the right.
I feel it in my lower back
Lance is feeling his lower back
and across chest.
and across his chest. All right.
Twisting the spine.
Yeah, there's a little twist happening, so you could move your feet more or less. You could angle your feet more towards the door.
I like
Check.
this.
Oh, he's liking it. Good.
I have
play with the belly button, right? So play with the belly button engagement. So you think tailbone down, navel point in. Draw your right shoulder blade back as well. And then come out of it. Roll back through. Okay, hands on the chair. As you put your hands on your chair back, think about pressing down, particularly through the index finger pad, all right? So, that's not the pad, that's the index finger pad. This is the base of the index finger. How about that? Press down through the base of the hands, and then lift your shoulders up. Just let yourself do that. Lift your shoulders up. Draw them back together, drop them down. See if you can keep this orientation in the shoulders as you walk your feet back. Lift your low ribs. Maybe you need to bend your knees so you can scoot your inner thighs back more. And keep pressing into those finger mounds so you can lift the heads of your shoulders up and draw your shoulder blades back. You want to hollow out. Think about hollowing out the armpits here. And your head can be right in line or it can dangle towards the floor. Do the thing that feels most beneficial. Come back in for your neck. Okay? Now, if that space felt good to you and you want to practice that space again, if you want to practice that space again, you may. If you're ready for something with a little bit more challenge to it, turn your chair around so you can put your hands on your chair seat. Okay? Hands on chair seat. And now you have the chair seat, so the whole hand is going to press down, particularly the length of the index finger. And then start to walk yourself back. You can definitely bend the knees. Take your chest back towards your thighs. So, Carrie-Ann went way into a squat. That wasn't what I was imagining, but that's okay. Broaden your heels back. Push down into your hands. Lift your elbows up and drag your shoulder blades down your back. Bring your ears right in line with your biceps, right in line with your arms. Then start to straighten the legs. And we're going to do a 5 slow breath hold here.
You're the slowest breather I know.
I'm at 5. Lance is at 15.
No.
Go ahead and walk.
11.
Stand up. That's the challenge. You know, you go to a class and somebody's been working on their breath for a while. Okay, go ahead. Just from here, turn around, put your bum on your chair. Our work today is, and this week, our pose theme is not forward extensions, but is inversions. So we're going to do a variety of things to get ourselves a little bit inverted, okay? I'm sitting on the edge of my chair. I've got my feet outer hip distance and wider apart. I'm thinking about spreading the toes out, making that foundation space. Elbows are on my thighs. Now you'll see I'm not giving into that desire to round back, except I just did to show you. So I'm thinking about pushing my bum in one way and drawing the crown of my head in the other way. Your body may be perfectly happy here. This is a good place to practice. Or you might bring your hands down towards the floor. Or you might even imagine your elbows dangling down towards the floor. Place your palms down if they're near the floor. Walk your hands up your legs. Pause in sort of a halfway lift space, and then walk all the way up. Stand up. Turn around towards your chair, and we're going to take, let's take the chair back towards us again. And we're going to stretch into the legs here. So, right, hands on the chair back, and you want to be in that spacing where you can have that index finger mound pressing down. Let's take the right foot back. Hug your inner thighs, kick back through your right heel, straighten out your left leg. And then go ahead and bend your left knee towards the chair. Draw your left leg straight, kick back through your inner right heel. Really imagine you're gluing that heel to the wall behind you. And then re-bend, the left leg. Take it long. Now we're going to lean forward. You creep your forearms out along your chair back. Maybe your forehead comes down as you take a little bit of a hold in this space. The right hip is going to want to reach up towards the ceiling. Think from that glued down left heel, stretch through, and draw your outer left hip back. Notice if your back and your belly are sagging towards your forward thigh. See if you can press down into your forearms so you can get that upper back space to lift, and then lengthen. Bend your left knee, drag your right foot forward, stand tall. How's your foot doing with this? Okay. Carrie Ann's dealing with a hurt foot still. We're working through it. She's working through it. No, I'm not doing anything. Okay, right foot goes back, left foot goes back, pardon me. Bend your right knee, hands on the chair, press down. And then we'll inhale and straighten out the right leg. Exhale and bend the right knee towards the chair. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach back a lot through your left heel. Really imagine pinning that left heel to the wall behind you. Draw your belly button in. Lengthen. And then bend your right knee. See if you can keep that left leg really straight and strong. So we're getting a big stretch through the front of the thigh. One more time. Take the right leg straight. And then as you exhale, start to hinge at the hips. Taking the forearms down the chair. Your forehead might hit the chair back, it might not. And then check in. Make sure that you're not sliding your butt out to the right or lifting the left hip. Sweep that outer right hip back, back, back. Inner left thigh back. Lift your ribs. Draw the crown of your head forward. Press down into your arms. Bring yourself upright. Stand tall. And then let's take another chest stretch. So hold on to your chair with your right hand. Roll the right shoulder back. Turn to the left. And then maybe you want to add complexity by drawing your left arm back behind you as well. So now we can be Kate Winslet in Titanic. Oh, you can push your chest forward. But make sure that as you're pushing your chest forward, that you're not letting your belly go or you're not flipping your butt back a lot, right? So it's tailbone down, navel point in as you lift your center of your chest. Move your bottom back, bend your knees, let go with your left hand, turn to the right, and then we'll pivot and we'll go in the other way. So left hand down, roll the left shoulder back, 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 back. Turn your feet to the right. You might stay right here, maybe enough, right? Or your right hand might sneak back behind you as well. If you're interested in challenge, you see if you can get your fingers to meet in that space without things flopping or falling. So let's press down into the feet. Move your calves forward, quads up and back, tailbone down, navel point in, low ribs back, lift the sternum, and lift the chest. You can imagine your hands being anchored so you can really push the center of the chest forward. Your gaze might even go up slightly towards the ceiling. But keep the throat really long. All right, release your right hand, turn to the left. All right, turn your chair around. It's all about chair manipulation today. Twirl your chair. Carrie Ann's sitting down. She's done.
Yeah.
Okay, hands on the chair seat. So if we get there and this one's too much for you, you can always turn your chair back around, right? So hands on the chair seat. Left foot stays forward, right foot goes back. So now we're in a high lunge, but the hands are a little lower. Let's do a little cat-cow action here. Inhale, flip your chest forward, tail up, head back. Exhale, round. Press down to the chair. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Find neutral. Press back to the inside edge of your right foot. Take your left leg long. Perhaps your forearms come down to the chair. You want to make sure that as you're doing that you're thinking about left outer hip back, right inner thigh back, belly lifting, and then make that press. Again, imagine yourself in that little playhouse and you're pushing your crown of your head forward, trying to be tall enough to brush the ceiling with your head. All of us become giants when we climb back into our childhood playhouses. Bend your left knee, bring your hands higher, step your feet together, stand up all the way. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to your chair seat. Left foot goes back, bend into the right knee. Sweep the outer right hip back, straighten out the right leg. Cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come to neutral. Sweep that outer right hip back again. And maybe you bring your forearms down to the chair back, chair seat, whatever this is. Okay, or chair back. Make sure your shoulders are not visiting your ears. Draw them back. Lift those low ribs up. And then press out through your tailbone and the crown of your head. Bend your right knee, bring your hands back to your chair, step up, come all the way up. Foot? Yeah. Okay. So let's step away from the chair, a little bit. And we're going to bring we're coming into a forward fold is what's going to happen here. So we're going to rest. So we're going to rest our foreheads on our hands here. So I'm going to step a little bit wide. Is this okay?
The tail and the lunges.
Bend the knees, hinge forward, stack your forearms, rest your forehead. And then check and see where your weight is, right? So if you're way back on your heels, you may be dumping your belly towards your thighs. And if you're way forward on your toes, you may be rounding your upper back. So see if you need to walk back a bit. Where should we be? You should have a long spine. It should feel or look a little bit like a downward facing dog in your spine. But the legs are straight up and down. And if your chair feels too low, then walk your feet closer together. That will change things. I'm going without. Shrug the shoulders away from the ears, lift the low ribs, and let your head really settle. Soften your knees, bring your hands to your chair, climb your hands up, stand up. 11:51, we're doing well. So we're gonna come down towards our backs. Do you want a mat?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the mats up. We're gonna come back down onto our mats here, and we're gonna move through a few rolling bridge poses, and then we'll go upside down. Just roll it out facing the chair. Dog adjustments here. The dog has to find a new location. So feet flat on the floor, bottom goes down. Oh, and we have this moment where the bottom goes down. It's like, oh, should we just take a nap?
Yeah.
Oh, consensus is let's just take a nap.
Sleep will be fine.
Take 5 breaths, enjoying lying down. Okay, break time's over. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your bottom. Press the soles of your feet down. Think about all of that body mechanics and go ahead and allow yourself a little bit of pelvic tilting here. So inhale, drop your tailbone down. Exhale, lift your tail up. Just finding that action because we're going to use this action in the hips here. Bring your elbows right beside your waist. And press the elbows down to get, and then you sort of shrug opposite shoulders down. So you press the elbow down, roll one shoulder, roll the other. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale and settle down. Inhale and lift your hips up. Exhale and settle down. Inhale, lift your hips up, and exhale, settle down. Now, your chair should be, well, if you've set up like we have, the chair is right here. So I'm going to put my feet down on my chair. The challenge is sometimes you put your feet on the chair and the chair slides away. So I'm going to actually hook my chair onto my sticky mat. Okay. So, balls of the feet on the chair, elbows into the floor, roll the shoulders under, press down into your chair, inhale, lift your hips up, exhale, release down, inhale, lift your hips up, exhale, release down, inhale, lift your hips up, exhale, release down, and you might decide that, this is too high, it's not interesting. You could do the same stuff with your feet on the floor. We also have a lower rung on the chair. You could try that too. One more time. We're going to stay up for 5 of those slow breaths. So press your feet wherever you want to be. Lower rung of the chair, feet on the floor. Press the elbows into the earth, get the whole head of the shoulder down. Inhale, lift up. Maybe you interlace your hands and walk the shoulders under you a little bit more. Release your hands, lower your bottom down, take off the chair. Okay, pause. Let's take a twist. Feet pretty wide, you could have them as wide as the mat. Let your knees go over to the right. Sorry. Try not to encounter a chair. All right. And then notice what's happening. Stay right where you are. Notice what's happening in your left hip. So let your bottom sort of flip back. So do kind of those pelvic tilts right here. Flip your bottom back. Draw your tailbone towards your left knee. Flip your bottom back on your inhale. Draw your tailbone towards your left knee. Flip your bottom back on your inhale. Draw your tailbone towards your left knee and see if the left knee can settle towards the floor. Some of us are going to be floating. That's okay. Inhale, come up. Oh dear, yawning. Exhale, go over to the left.
It's not a tiredness thing, it's a yoga thing.
And then let's do those little pelvic tilts. So flip your tailbone back behind you and then towards your right knee. And back behind you and towards your right knee. And back behind you and towards your right knee. I think for me it's a tiredness thing. Carrie Ann says it's just a yoga thing, the yawning. I think it's lying down and doing soft movements. All right. Draw your tailbone towards your right knee and see if you can drop the right knee towards the earth. And then lift the knees back up. Okay. Let's take a hip stretch here. You may need to scoot your chair away from you a little bit more. Do what needs to be done. Draw your right knee into your chest. Cross right ankle over left thigh. Remember, this is always an appropriate space. If you're getting a lot of sensation, this is a totally appropriate space to practice. If you're looking for more sensation and you can keep your head, neck, and throat out of it, you can start, once I get started evidently, you can start to draw your left knee in towards your chest. And so maybe the hands come to the thigh, maybe the hands come to the shin. Oftentimes though, I feel that go right up into my neck and shoulders and my chin lifts up. And I'm looking today in particular to release this space. So I'm going to just take my arms out in cactus or drop them by my sides and let my big strong legs do their own stretching. Drop your left foot down towards the floor, right foot down towards the floor, left knee into your chest. Pull those toes back towards your knee as you cross left ankle over right thigh. This is an awesome place to stay. Make sure your hips are resting evenly on the earth, reaching your left knee away, finding that space, or starting to draw the knees into the chest. If it works for you without tightening your throat, your neck, to hold on behind your right thigh, it's an option. I'm going to leave it out for myself today. Go ahead and release the right foot back to the floor, the left foot back to the floor. Dog's joining in. Okay, we're going to move it towards Gomukhasana legs. With Gomukhasana legs, yeah, you cross really high on the thigh. So it's sort of like as an eagle. This is cow face. You cross really high on the thigh. So the right thigh is crossing high on the left thigh. And then sweep your outer right hip back towards the floor. Draw the knees in towards your chest. And then you hold on somewhere. So you might hold on to your right knee as you pull in. You might hold on to your right knee and your left knee. You might hold on to your shins. We're pulling the knees towards us and the feet down towards the floor. This is one that my biking legs scream for, but is fairly unpleasant in the doing. Release the legs back towards the floor. Uncross the right leg from the left leg. Let your bottom, you could tip your pelvis left and right. So you want to feel that sense of evenness in the pelvis as we're approaching this pose. It's really easy to let the spine get involved and kind of hiking one hip and contracting one side body. We want to keep the pelvis in neutral as we draw the left leg up and over. Cross as high as you can. Find that evenness in the pelvis. Draw the knees in towards the chest. You might hold on to your left knee. You might hold on to left and right knees. You might slide your hands down your shins. You might even grab the outside edges of your feet, okay? Any of those places are fine. If you've got your feet, you pull them back towards your face as you roll your bottom towards the floor. If you're holding onto your knees, you draw your knees down as you take your tailbone on. Release the legs, uncross. Let's go back towards bridge pose. And if you want to, you can go back to bridge pose with the chair. So we're going to do 5 breaths holding again, possibly 5 breaths with the feet on the chair as you're lifting up. Okay? So pick your spot. Where are you going to be? Feet on the floor or feet on the chair, or you'd have them on the edge of the couch. Drop the elbows, heads of shoulders down. Inhale, lift your hips up. Interlace your fingers. Maybe, maybe not. Roll those shoulders further under you. We want to get the heart above the head. Release your hands, lower your bottom down. I'm going to check in with the time. 12:05. It is time for Yield Shavasana. So, yay! Your options, yes, you may have a blankie. Your options are calves on the chair, legs up the wall, or lying down flat. I'm going to find Carrie Ann a blankie. Okay. Allow your breath to move in and out of your nose. And let yourself really settle into the earth. So there are so many benefits to going upside down. And a lot of them have to do with chilling out the head, getting us to stop worrying and affecting our nervous system in negative ways. But it tends to calm down the heart rate. It tends to get us back into more natural rhythm. It's useful for our lymphatic system, which is part of the immune system. So letting yourself have these moments of upside downness, even though they can challenge us sometimes and they can make us feel unsteady, that they are worth seeking. They're also really great poses if you're contending with depression. That poses that get us upside down can help us to alleviate some of that challenge. Spread your awareness down into the floor. Feel every pore of your skin open up like an eyeball. Be aware through the pores of the skin on your scalp. Open up the pores of your skin in the whorls of your ears. Open the pores of your skin on your forehead and along the bridge of your nose. Feel the pores of your skin across your cheeks, your jaw, your throat. Bless you. Across your chest and your upper back, just bringing more and more of yourself into awareness, even as you're relaxing, even as you're letting go, finding more of this awareness across your armpits, down your flanks, down your arms themselves. Imagining opening up the pores along the palms of your hands. The backs of your hands. Across your fingers. Around your belly and your waist and your buttocks. Open up every pore along your thighs, around your knees, across your shins and your calves, around your ankles. Open up the pores on your feet and on your soles, giving this great sense of alertness and awareness, even as your heart rate is slow to steady. Even as your breathing is possibly shallower. letting that entire magic of Shavasana embrace you as you embrace it. See if you can keep all of this awareness going as you start to come back, waving your fingers and your toes, shifting around in your wrists and in your ankles. Go both ways. Drawing your knees into your chest. Hugging, rolling around, whatever feels good, yeah. And we'll have a couple of minutes of seated meditation. So coming up to a seat, sitting on, you could sit back in your chair, you could sit on the floor, you could sit on your towel. Whatever is touching the floor, let it really touch the floor. And feel your breath moving in your body. Inhaling out. And exhaling, feeling yourself contract in. Just like the planets revolve around the sun. Each atom inside of our body is made up of electrons orbiting a larger neutron and proton. We're made up of this amazing gravitational force. Feel yourself expand and contract. In the same way that waterways expand from the spring snow melt and contract as the snow dries up and summer comes. Feel the heaviness of the long bones of your body, the shin bones and the thigh bone, the arm bone, and let them feel an affinity towards the earth. Let your bones mimic the stones, the rock, the mountains, anchoring us in place. Feel the beating of your heart. Knowing that your heart is responsible for the tidal wave of blood moving through the body. And imagine all of your veins and arteries, like all of the streams and rivers, lakes. Your heart is your ocean. Feel how all of those waterways are interconnected. Feel your lungs expand and contract. Imagine the branches of the lungs like branches of trees, constantly in that act of absorbing what is necessary and releasing what is not. Touch the hands together in front of your chest, in front of your heart. Lift your heart up and bow your head. The light inside of me honors and celebrates that same light inside each and every one of you. May we remember that our bodies mimic nature because we are made of nature. Have a really lovely day, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Okay.